Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today, we turn our attention to an extraordinary moment in Scotland's past, an event that intertwined history, literature, and national pride. On this day, February 4th, 1818, the honours of Scotland, the nation's crown jewels, were placed on public display in Edinburgh Castle after being rediscovered by none other than the famous writer Sir Walter Scott. For more than a century, the honours of Scotland had been hidden away, their fate unknown to most. These ancient symbols of Scottish royalty, the crown, the sceptre, and the sword of state, had been locked away following the Act of Union in 1707, when Scotland and England merged to form the Kingdom of Great Britain. Many feared they had been lost forever, but Sir Walter Scott, driven by a deep love for Scotland's history and an unquenchable curiosity, set out to find them. The honours of Scotland are among the oldest surviving crown jewels in Europe. The crown itself was refashioned in 1540 for King James V, incorporating gold and precious stones from an even older diadem. The sceptre dates back to the late 15th century, a gift from Pope Alexander VI, while the sword of state was presented to King James IV by Pope Julius II in 1507. Together, these symbols represented the authority and sovereignty of Scotland's monarchs. After the Union of 1707, Scotland's Parliament was dissolved, and the honours were no longer needed for state functions. They were carefully packed away in a chest and locked inside the crown room of Edinburgh Castle, their existence slipping from public memory. Rumours swirled: had they been stolen, destroyed, melted down like the English crown jewels had been during the English Civil War? Enter Sir Walter Scott. By the early 19th century, he was already a celebrated author, known for his historical novels and poems that romanticised Scotland's past. But Scott was not only a writer, he was also a passionate antiquarian. In 1818, with the permission of the Prince Regent, who would later become King George IV, Scott led a search within Edinburgh Castle. What they found was nothing short of remarkable. After prying open a locked chest, Scott and his team beheld the long-forgotten honours of Scotland still intact, untouched by time. The discovery sparked a wave of national pride, and soon after, the honours were put on permanent public display inside the castle. Scott's efforts did more than just recover lost relics. They reignited Scotland's cultural identity at a time when many Scots feared their distinct traditions were fading. His work helped pave the way for King George IV's famous visit to Scotland in 1822, the first by a reigning British monarch in nearly 2 centuries, an event Scott played a major role in orchestrating. Today, the honours of Scotland remain a powerful symbol of the nation's history and resilience. They are still displayed in Edinburgh Castle, drawing visitors from around the world who come to marvel at these priceless artefacts. And so on this day, we remember not just the rediscovery of Scotland's crown jewels, but the enduring legacy of Sir Walter Scott, a man whose love of Scotland helped shape its modern identity. Thank you for joining us on this day in Scottish history. Tune in tomorrow for another journey through Scotland's past. I'm Colin MacDonald. Haste you back.